Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and in this video today, I want to talk about Paris a little bit again. Obviously, Paris has been really crazy. When the sale started, as you can see on this graph, we saw it drop down, and then things kind of went up a little bit, and they dropped down again, and they kind of rebounded, and people were starting to go crazy as Paris prices really started to increase. People started making some money, but over the past couple days, they have crashed down yet again, and people are left wondering, hey, are things going to keep dropping? Are things going to rebound? Whatever. And I know I've talked about this in the last couple weeks a lot already, but as I've started to think about it more and research it more and everything, I'm even more confident and even more kind of set in stone about my game plan for Paris and what I think is going to happen over the next couple weeks. So I definitely want to talk about that. Also, I want to talk about this real quick in this video. I am starting to dip my toe into the world of cash trading. If you don't know what cash trading is, this is giving people money, crypto, whatever, cashing them out of their CSGO skins and items. Obviously, most of the time when you sell your CSGO items, it's either onto the Steam marketplace for Steam dollars, which aren't real dollars, or it's onto maybe some shady site that's going to be hard to get your money off of, or you're going to be able to get bad prices or whatever. I want to start doing this. It's obviously as a way to help people in the community actually turn their items into cash, but also make a little bit of money on the side for me as well, taking a little bit off the top. I do obviously want to offer competitive prices. I want to sell to people for like between 0.9 and 0.95 buff and everything like that. So if any of you out there are interested in potentially selling some of your CSGO items or skins for some cash, definitely hit me up, follow me on Twitter, check me out, and maybe we can talk, maybe we can get some deals done. I want to start building up my reps. I want to start looking into some of this stuff more and more, especially as my YouTube channel grows. So if this is something you're interested in, definitely keep it in mind and check me out over on Twitter, or just let me know, leave a comment, whatever. Maybe we can get some deals done. But yeah. So, like I said, Paris over the past couple of days, stuff has been dropping. And I know I've talked about this in a video already, but I wanted to revisit this. The fact that CSROI, these capsules for Paris, are an anomaly. They are more... they have better return on investment than most other items we see in CSGO. If we turn on everything right now, if we go to, turn everything on, these are literally the highest ROI items in the game right now. And that is a little bit strange. And it gets even weirder when if you turn on buff prices, meaning if you bought and sold everything on buff, you will see that these things are actually above 100% ROI, meaning that if you have access to buff, which, I don't, and a lot of Americans can't make new accounts on buff and can't really get access to buff, but if you're in a country where you can actually have access to buff, this literally means that buying and selling these capsules, buying these capsules, opening them up, and then selling the contents onto buff, is a money printer. You are literally expected on average to make 13, 14, 18% gains. And obviously, hey, your percent profit isn't very high, but if you do it a ton of times, if you're buying thousands of capsules or tens of thousands of capsules, eventually you're going to get closer and closer to that real ROI. And whatever money you put in, you're probably going to have a significant gain. And if you can make 13, 14, 18% profit with little to no risk, if you just keep increasing the amount you put in, you'd kind of be a fool and you'd kind of be an idiot not to do that. And for that reason, so much of these prices don't make sense. And what does this mean? Why are these ROI so high? Well, ROI is very high, and the way that it can get normalized down to normal levels, if we look at, kind of other items, we see that most items in CSGO, cases are around 50, 60%, somewhere in there. Stickers and autographs can be in the 80s, they can be in the 70s, they can be in the 60s. How those can happen is either the capsule goes up in price, meaning it's more expensive, or the contents of that capsule come down in price. Now, we know for the next couple of weeks, probably for the next month, 5, 6 weeks, whatever, capsules aren't going to be changing prices. Capsules are going to be 25 cents. So that means the only way that this ROI can come down to a normalized level, or a level that even makes sense, is for the skin prices to go down. Now, we've seen the sticker prices go down across the board for most things. Papers have gotten hit, golds have gotten hit, glitters have gotten hit. The only thing that's been up, and the only thing making these ROIs so absurd, is the hollows, and especially, certain hollows. We've seen the Apex hollow. We've looked at this graph a bunch on this channel, but this thing was like what, $8 before the sale, went down to $4, and now it's exploded up to, it hit peaks of 13. I don't know if it ever got to 14. It looks like it got to peaks of $13. It's around $11.50 right now. But that's been absurd. The sticker capsules got cut 75%, and somehow this thing, is up 50% from pre-sale, and it's up, 3x from once the sale started. That doesn't make sense. This is really kind of not making a whole lot of sense. But at the end of the day, the ROIs don't have to conform to some random number or some random thing. Just because 60, 70, 80 is average or normal or whatever, doesn't mean that these capsules are ever going to go down to 60, 70, or 80. And one reason is that this sale is a temporary roadblock. Investors know that this sale is not going to last forever. They know that this sale is going to go away at some point in the future. So really, these ROIs can stay high until the sale's over. And then once Valve isn't selling these capsules for 25 cents anymore, if the market wants to decide that all these stickers are so valuable, the capsules are going to go up in price, and then that's how ROI is going to normalize. So my point here is that we don't know what's going to happen. It's very easy, and I still do believe that the hollow prices are going to go down over the next couple of weeks. I'm still going to be waiting at least a couple of weeks to start entering my positions. But that's not because I know for sure they're going to go down. I think they're going to go down. But why I think this is the best strategy and why I think this is such low risk, and my huge tip for this video, and I think this is a huge value add to you guys, my huge value proposition in this video is there is no risk in waiting, or little to no risk in waiting. And why I say that is, again, I talked about this. We know that capsule prices aren't going to be going up. So we know that ROIs aren't going to be going crazy, because again, if ROIs get above 100% on the Steam market, people are going to unload insane amounts. If ROIs get to 110, 115, 120%, me personally, I'm just going to spend my whole day opening up capsules. I'm going to take that 15 to 20% gain over and over again. I'm going to be opening up so many of these things until the prices on the stickers have to come down. And so many people out there are going to be doing that. Right now, the ROIs are very high, yes, but you're still expected to lose money. So people aren't super incentivized to, just lose 3 or 4% money over and over again. Yeah, you can hit the big winners and you can cash out and stuff. But for the most part, the ROIs haven't gotten to the point where it's ridiculous to not be opening them just yet, but if they go up anymore, they will be. So what that means, and what I really believe, is that you are a fool if you have been buying hollows over the past couple of weeks, and you're still a fool if you buy hollows at these prices, because hollows from this point right now, after the sale, hollows can go crazy. Hollows can do whatever they're going to do. We don't know. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But during the sale, in the next 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever, hollows are not going to explode in price. If you are buying an Apex hollow at $11 right now, this thing is not going to be $15, $16, $20, $22 next week or next month or anything like that. There is so low upside, little to no upside in buying these hollows right now, because again, if these hollows did explode in price, these ROIs would go to insane levels that are not even possible, because the market would not allow these ROIs to go up so high, because right now these ROIs are already at the ceiling of what they could be, of what's even normal, of what's even feasible, which means the hollow prices have to be at the height of what's normal and what's feasible, because again, the hollows are the ones driving this market and driving these ROIs. So if hollows go up any more, these ROIs are going to go up to levels that are literally almost next to impossible. So again, this doesn't necessarily mean that the hollows are going to go down, but I do feel very strongly that this does mean worst case scenario, hollows are going to stay flat, and best case, they're going to drop. So if I wait 3 or 4 weeks, I think at the very worst, I'm going to be able to get hollows at the same price that I am today, but at the very best, I might be able to get them for even better prices, and I think that's the most likely outcome. Now, there are some people out there that are going to be like, oh, well, maybe, glitters are undervalued, or papers are undervalued, or whatever, but again, there's no room for even glitters or papers or anything to go up right now when the ROIs are like this, unless hollows still come down. Now, if just the glitters or just the papers go up, these ROIs are still going to go crazy, and maybe hollows are going to go down, everything else is going to go up. I think that's very unlikely. I think the money is still going to be in hollows. I think hollows are still to play medium to long term, but I just think you need to be waiting. I think you need to be patient. I think if you're buying right now, you're just a fool because you're buying something that has very little to no upside. And I know people can say, oh, well, if the prices go down, I'm just going to DCA or whatever. But like, why would you be buying right now? What is your reasoning? What is your rationale for buying right now? And how good of an investor are you? How good are you in this game if you're making decisions that are just not based on anything? They're not based on math. They're not based on sound investing principles. They're not based on historical, results we've seen in the past. There's nothing that tells us we should be buying these holos right now. And again, I think there is little to no risk in waiting just a couple of weeks or, a month or 5 weeks or whatever, because I just think there's really no more room for these things to go up. And like I've been saying this, and like I said, we saw the Apex shoot up to $13. We saw it drop. We saw it shoot up to 13 again, and it's dropping again. It's going to keep hitting these ceilings because these are literally the highest prices they could possibly go to. And eventually it's going to hit these ceilings, and it's going to hit these ceilings, and it's going to start dropping because people are going to be getting burnt. People who bought them for $11, $12, $13, they're going to get impatient. I think they're going to start selling. I think these prices are going to drop. And I think that's really the only way that this thing could go. So please don't be foolish. Don't be silly. Don't be dumb. Don't be buying these things at stupid, ridiculous prices. If you like opening stuff, now might be a good time to open up some of these capsules. But I can pretty confidently say that, in my opinion, right now is not a good time to be buying holos. So I don't know. Pretty much over this video today, guys. Wanted to share some of this info with you. I think this is actually really, really good stuff. I think my channel's been providing a ton of value. And I think if you follow us, you're going to be okay. But pretty much over this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.